Hey everyone, it's Cindy the Paint Diva. Today let's talk about painting the exterior of your home. I just returned from a client's house, and as soon as I pulled up I saw several issues going on that I knew had to be fixed. The first one is that she had samples up on the house. Her house is currently sort of a peachy pink beigey color from the previous owner. She wants to paint the house gray, so she put cool gray samples up on the house right up against the peach, and the samples all look blue or a greenish blue. Not what she's going for. She's going for a neutral. So the first problem is that she put the paint samples against the old existing color, and I told her the ideal way to sample is to prime the house a section white first, then put your samples over the white so that you're only looking at the color against a clean slate and not against that old peachy pink, because she's mixing a warm and a cool together and it's making that cool gray look blue. Issue number 2, she's sampling cool grays, but she doesn't have a black roof. She has a brown roof. Again, very warm, just like the brick, the peach, the brown roof. It's all warm. Putting a cool gray on a house with a brown roof, the color's going to look blue, which is fine if you want a blue house, but she's not going for a blue house. She wants neutral. So unfortunately, I had to tell her the cool grays that she's looking at will not work with her house. The way we had to tweak it was to do a warm grayish, which is a gray with beige undertones in it. It goes much better with a brown roof. Issue number 3, the shutters. They're painted a color. They're blue and sort of a bright blue. And the problem is her shutters are all too close together. And many times I see shutters that are a little crooked, a little wonky. If you have a kind of an issue with your shutters and they're not that great, they really don't add to the beauty of the home, you don't want to bring your eye to them by painting them a bright color. So I usually suggest painting shutters a neutral. And since we're doing the house in neutral, the shutters will either be a lighter version or a darker version of the color that's going on the house. That will tone down the shutters and make them fade away a little bit so that they're not the focus of your attention. Okay? Issue number 4. Now, don't come at me for this, but this is about painting the brick, okay? The homeowner put samples on the brick because she was thinking about painting the brick. She wasn't quite sure whether to do it or not. I told her to do it. Why? Because it's a bi-level house and you see a long thin strip of the siding of the house and then this long thin strip of the brick. The house is chopped really into thirds if you include the roof of these long thin slabs. And I told her if she painted the brick the same color as the house, now her house will look like a colonial. You'll have a nice shaped 2-story home. All right. So some people love their brick, but you know what? I'm the paint diva, so I'm much more a fan of a painted look. And it depends on the house. If it's pretty brick and it adds to the beauty of the house, then leave it. But in this case, it's not a pretty brick. It's not helping the house. It's just not working. So we opted for painting the brick. She wanted to know, should she do 2 different colors, tone on tone? But I told her it's still doing 2 different colors is not going to help with those long strip look. All right, so we're going to do both layers the same color. All right, the last thing is the door. She is the type of door that has 2 side panels. Right now, it's actually painted the correct way where the whole thing is painted all the same color. Why? If she were to paint all of the trim white and only paint the door a color, then your door goes from being this wide to this big. So depending on the house, if you've got a big, long, wide house, you really want that double wide door, right? So I told her paint the whole thing a color, just not when you're painting that much door, a bright color really doesn't work. You want to tone it down, do a neutral, do a black. A lot of times if it's got under a portico and it's dark, you want to do white. In this case, we opted for, I didn't want black because the roof is not black, right? It had to be a color that worked with the roof. So we went for a really, really dark navy blue that was sort of an off black, but it had navy undertones. So that's going to make the door a little classier, still keep the double wide look. And my theory when painting exteriors is I like to keep the shutters, the garage, everything all neutral, put a pop of color on the door that leads my eye straight to that door. okay? Right now, your eye goes to wonky shutters and long, skinny, chopped up look. So hopefully we're going to fix all of those issues when we're all done. If you want to see the after, you're going to have to follow me on Facebook to see how it turns out, because it's going to be a couple weeks before it's painted, but I wanted to get this video out there. You can follow me on Facebook as the Paint Diva. I am the Paint Diva of New Jersey. You can also visit my website, paintdivanj.com, and for more tips and tricks about color, you'll want to get my book. I don't focus on exteriors in my book, but it's all about the interior, and we talk about learning about undertones, the right trim color, all of these things is in my book, The Paint Diva Method, available on Amazon or through my website. That's it, signing out.